3, 2, 1, go. All right, so nutrition finances. What does that even mean? What are you talking about in nutrition finances? I'm gonna tell you. So here's the deal. You probably weren't taught two things in school. I mean, you probably weren't taught a lot, but primarily you probably weren't taught two things in school. How to get healthy and how to get wealthy. Those are the two main things everybody wants to do, right? Everybody wants to be filthy rich. Everybody wants to look good naked. And we need to figure out how to make that happen, all right? You know, I joke around all the time that when I was in high school and I went to like the career fair, the job fair, I wanted the Ferrari table. I wanted somebody to tell me where the Ferrari was and what job I needed to get to make that happen. But nobody could tell me that. That was the issue. Just like nobody can tell you where to go to make all of your money. Just like nobody can tell you where to go to make all of your health, right? So what you want to do is you want to try to create health and you want to create wealth. Everybody wants to make a ton of money and everybody wants to look good naked, all right? So how do we do that? And as funny as that is, really as funny as that is, you'll notice that the more that you study this, the more you break it down, the more they start to look like each other. Not only were you not taught this stuff in school, but they're very, very similar, right? You were kind of taught in school that money was good and you should probably go make some if you want to have a good life or to have any enjoyment with finances. And you were probably taught in your health that, cheeseburgers and Pop-Tarts are bad, so you probably shouldn't eat cheeseburgers and Pop-Tarts. But other than the extent of that, we don't really know anything else about it. So here's the deal. Everything I'm about to explain to you is the correlation of financial finances to your health. So creating monetary value analogies to your health, and they are the same thing. Here's what I want you to think about. So when we look at your wealth, there is a minimum amount of dollars that you need to take in per day, all right? There's a minimum amount of money that you have to take in, all right? That could be different. Everybody's stance of living is different. Whether you want to live in a $200,000 house or whether you want to live in a $1.2 million house, those are all different. The car you want to drive, how many vacations you want to take, whatever. All that is different. But you do need somewhere to live. You need some type of transportation. You need some food to take in. There is a minimum amount of money that you need to make just to survive, all right? Just like there is a minimum amount of calories that you need to eat per day. There's a minimum amount of calories that your body needs just to sustain life. I want you to think about this, that 96% of people undereat. 96% of people undereat. And before you go, holy cow, how is that true? I'm going to keep it really simple for you. If you could just eat less and exercise more, I wouldn't have a job. All right. If you could just eat less and exercise more and you could weigh what you wanted to weigh, there would be no need for me to make this video right now. There'd be no need for you to hire a trainer. There'd be no need for you to wonder why you can't lose weight. All right. It's not that simple. Just like with your money, it's not as easy to just go into the marketplace and get a job, right? There's all these other factors. 76% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. That's real. 76% of Americans are spending what they make, if not greater than what they make. But we claim to be the richest country in the world, right? So there's a minimum amount of money that you need to make each month to survive. There's a minimum amount of calories that you need to take in just to survive. This might be your monthly rent, your transportation, your food, stuff like that. This might be, hey, you're going to watch this video. Dude, you're going to burn 60 to 90 calories per hour that you sit. You're going to burn calories sleeping. You're going to burn calories sitting. You're going to burn calories eating. You're going to burn calories just staying alive for bone density, muscle mass, all kinds of things. That's just to stay alive. But the problem with that is nobody wants to live there. Nobody wants to be this 76% of Americans living paycheck to paycheck. You want to live here. You want to live with disposable income. That's where you're thriving at. So when you have disposable income, that means that you're living in an area where you can pay your bills and you can send your kids to their dance classes, you can go on vacation, you can go enjoy and do the things that you want to do because you have a discretionary or disposable income. You want to take in enough calories to support your lifestyle. So you want to take in enough calories that allow you to go exercise, function, train above the minimum. Nobody wants to just eat enough calories to survive. Nobody wants to eat enough calories to just not die. You want to eat enough calories to add muscle mass, burn fat mass, change your body, if you want your legs to look any different, if you want to see your abs, dude, that is all trust relationships. What you want to do with your money is not only do you want to make enough money, you want to have some disposable income, right? But there's a difference. There's a difference between rich and wealth. Rich is you can just go buy things. Wealth is you can go buy time. And when you can go buy time, and when you can have your money working for you 24/7, 365, and you can make money in your sleep, you start to create wealth. And that's a big deal. That's very hard to do, but how you do that is investing. You want to live in this area of investment. You want to take your money and put it in something that makes you more money than what you put in. You want to invest $100 and make $200, right? You want to invest your calories. You want to invest your calories. Not only do you want to eat enough to survive, you want to eat enough to support your lifestyle, but then you want to say, hey, is what I'm eating actually producing me value? You want value in what you're doing, meaning that all calories aren't equal. I want you to ask yourself a couple questions here. Number one, if it was just about calories, if you could just eat less and exercise more, how come this? How come I can give you 500 calories of chicken and I can give you 500 calories of cake? But one's associated with making you thin and one's associated with making you fat. That makes no sense. They're both 500 calories, right? Another one. How come you can eat 1,000 calories of cake and ice cream, but you could not eat two 500 calorie sandwiches? They're both 500 calories. They're both 1,000 calories. It doesn't even make sense. How come you gain fat in your midsection, but you don't gain fat on the back of your hand? How come your belly gets fat, but your forehead doesn't get fat? That doesn't even make sense, right? Why am I storing fat in certain areas? How come I can eat some foods that have this many calories and they're okay, but if I eat the same amount of calories if something else is bad? All money's not equal, dude. What are you doing with it? How come two people make the same amount of money, but one always seems to be well off and the other one seems to be broke? What are you doing with your money? Are you meeting your minimum? Are you living in disposable income and then investing your finances to make you more money? Are you eating enough calories, enough to support your lifestyle, and then are you taking those calories and investing them in something that actually gives you productivity? So what that means is you want to invest your money. All right, I'm going to give you an example. Let's say you go buy some real estate. I love real estate. Let's say you go invest in real estate. What would happen is, let's use your home as an example. That's usually the first thing people want to do is they want to go buy a house, all right? So you're going to go to the bank, right? The bank's going to look at you. They're going to look at your lifestyle. They're going to say, this is you at 18. This is you at 35. You went to go buy your first house, and you want to buy a house, all right? What the bank's looking at is they're looking at your credit score, and they're saying, hey, over time, have you shown consistency? Do you have consistent on-time payments to show us that we can lend you the money to go buy a house, all right? Because you don't own your house. You think you do, but you don't. If you think you do own your house, don't make the mortgage payment this month and see what happens. That bank's going to take the house, all right? You borrow your house from the bank for 30 years in hopes that you pay it off, all right? But what happened at this point was you made a cognitive decision. You spent your whole life doing whatever. And then one day you woke up and you said, dude, today is the day I'm going to go buy a house. I'm going to get my life together, or I'm going to reach my goal, or I'm going to go do whatever. You walked into the bank. You made a cognitive decision to go make that happen. You go into the bank, you ask for a loan. You say, I want to go buy this house. I want to borrow this money so I can live in it. The bank's going to look at your credit score and they're going to say, well, over time, you didn't make payments here. You didn't pay this credit card on time. You didn't pay the internet bill, whatever. They're going to look at all these dings on your credit. And there could be multiple reasons that your credit is bad. Maybe your credit was really good, and then something happened in life. You lost your job, like something you can't even control, and your credit went down. But you're either way, your credit went in the tank. All right, so the bank's not going to give you a loan. They're going to put you on a credit improvement plan. They're going to show you some things that you need to do. Maybe it's open an unsecured credit card. Maybe it's get your first credit card. Whatever, some type of strategy to improve your credit score over time. All right, so you'll improve that credit score for the bank to trust you enough to give you that loan. All right, now your body's going to do the same thing. So you basically have a credit score with your body. Your body's going to say, hey, let's look at that lifespan. I'm going to draw you a little barbell here. I know my art's not fancy, but I'm going to draw you a little barbell. You want to go get some fitness, right? Fitness is on loan. If you don't think it's on loan and you're working out really well and you're running every day and doing everything healthy, how about you just stop running, eat a bunch of Chinese food and see what happens? your fitness is on loan. All right. It will repossess every bit of fitness that you think your body has given you. All right. So your body's going to look at your lifespan. It's going to say, hey, this is you at 18. This is you at 35. We're going to look at your lifespan, and we're going to look at your credit score. And over time, you haven't made some good decisions. You didn't care. You drank a bunch of alcohol. You didn't sleep at night. You ate a bunch of bad food. Same thing with your credit score. Maybe you were in amazing shape at some point in your life, but then you had kids, got a job, life got in the way, something happened, and your credit score dropped down. Either way, your body doesn't trust you enough to lend you some fitness. And just like you had a cognitive decision up here, you have a cognitive decision down here. Your body has no idea what you're doing right now. Your brain understands that we're having this conversation right now and you're watching this video. Your body has no clue. All right, your body is very, very primal. Your body just thinks that it's still trying to survive and is trying to avoid the next famine, whatever. You have to develop a trust system with your body. 35% of your credit score, your actual credit score, is made up of consistent on-time payments. You need to have consistent on-time payments with your body for it to lend you some fat loss, lend you some muscle gain, lend you some type of fitness, all right? Now, the benefit here of why you would want to go get a house is the idea that you could buy the house for $100,000 and then it would appreciate over time and you could sell it for $150,000, right? Like that sounds good. It's a good investment. That if you decide to move, you're going to make 50 grand off the sell. That's why a lot of people buy houses. And it's, it's cheaper and it's better than living in an apartment and stuff like that. So that's why you would go buy a house. But what if you go buy investment real estate? That's a winner right there. You go buy investment real estate, all right? So if you go buy an investment property, okay? Oh, well, that didn't work. All right, so let's say that you go buy an investment property, okay? You go buy it, and you're going to put some money in, okay? You're going to put about 20% down. You're going to go buy it. But your bank loan, your mortgage is going to be $1,000 a month. But you're going to rent it for $1,500, right? So you got to pay the bank $1,000, but you're going to rent it to somebody for $1,500. The benefit of that is you're going to borrow some money, and then you're going to have somebody else pay it off for you. That sounds fantastic. You borrow money, somebody else will pay it off. Not only that, but they're going to pay you an appreciation. They're going to pay you some profit, $500 every single month, and you get that profit. That's fantastic. But not only that, but you're going to take that $500 profit and you're not going to spend it because you're smart, right? You're trying to get wealth. You're trying to invest your money. You're going to compound it. You're going to put that money back into it and you're going to go buy another rental property. And then you're going to buy another one. And then you're going to buy another one. And you might, over time, accumulate multiple real estate properties that are giving you $500 each. Well, if you got 8 of them and you're making $4 grand a month, that's massive passive income. You want passive income. You want to invest in things that are making you money while you're not doing anything. You want somebody else to pay off that debt for you, somebody else to take all the responsibility for it. You just make the profit, right? That's kind of what you're after. What if you could do that with your body? So here's the deal. When you borrow money from a bank, you have an interest rate, right? Now here's the deal. If you borrow money, if you buy a house at a 5% interest rate, you will pay back 94% more than what you borrowed. Meaning that every 100 grand that you borrow, you will pay back $194,000. Why do you think everybody wants to lend you money? Everybody wants to lend money, man. But why? Because the banks know that they're going to make so much money off of that lending, right? They're trying to give you that money. All right, they don't feel sad for you. They want to make money, right? What if you could do that with your body? What if you could eat something that allowed your body to burn more calories? What if it allowed your metabolism to ramp up? Every time you exercise, every time you eat, every time you do anything, you're burning calories and you're borrowing from your body. But my question to you is what's your credit score? If you have a low credit score, when you borrow things from your body, your interest rate will be very high, meaning that you'll go for a run, you'll be very exhausted. You'll eat and you'll get sleepy. You'll eat and you'll gain fat because your body's in a conservation mode. Your credit score is in the tank. Your credit score is so low that your interest rate is so high that you're not able to do anything because you're getting swallowed up by all this bad debt. What you want is you want good debt. You want to borrow money. You want to borrow fitness at a low interest rate. You want to be able to eat food that allows your metabolism to go up and burn calories at rest. Like I said in the beginning of this video, the average person burns 60 to 90 calories per hour that you sit. What if you could burn 120 to 150? What if you could burn 150 to 180? What if you could put your body in a position where it created passive income based on the investments that you gave it to give a larger, what's called thermic burn, to allow your body to burn more calories off what you feed it? Well, good news for you, buddy. You can, all right? And how you do that is the percentages of what you eat, all right? You have to look at your macros. Carbs, fat, and protein. 1, 2, 3. Those are your macronutrients. Carbs, fat, protein, and alcohol. Those are the only 4 things that have calories, but we don't want you living off alcohol, so we're going to say carbs, fat, and protein. You need an investment. There needs to be a percentage. You need to know how many calories you need to eat per day. Then you need to know how many calories you need to eat to sustain your lifestyle. Then you want to invest your calories, right? Think about all the things I said before. How come you can eat 500 calories of chicken and that'll make you thin? You eat 500 calories of cake and that'll make you fat. That makes no sense. They're both 500 calories, right? How come you can eat 1,000 calories of cake and ice cream, but you could not eat 2 500-calorie sandwiches? Makes no sense, right? Why are you storing fat in your belly, but you don't get a fat forehead? All those are endocrine-related or hormone-related symptoms based on the calories you eat. It's not about eating less and exercising more. It's about the value of what you're putting in. It's not about just going to work every day and grinding 9 to 5. It's about investing your money to create wealth. The average millionaire has 7 sources of income. How do you do that? How do you become a millionaire in your cash flow or your calorie flow? How do you create a billionaire type metabolism? That's what I want you thinking like, all right? So you got your macros, carbs, fat, and protein. Each of them has a different response. Fats, carbs, and protein tell your body to do different things. That's why all calories aren't equal. And just like you wouldn't take all your money and invest it in one stock, like Tesla, and then that stock tanks, well, then you're out of money, right? You might put a lot in there, but you're not putting all of it in there. Same thing with your calories. The average American eats 60% carbohydrates and hundreds of grams of sugar per day. Carbs aren't bad, but that's definitely a lot, bro. That's a whole lot. So we need to measure that. We need to measure your carbs, fat, and protein. Not only that, do we need to invest it, but we need consistent on-time payments. Because just like we would show the bank consistent on-time payments that you're trustworthy enough to lend money to at a low interest rate to go buy a house so you don't get swamped up in interest payments, you want consistent on-time payments to show your body that you can borrow fitness from it. Not only borrow fitness, but borrow health. Your body's not going to let you burn any fat or lose any fat if it's in a conservation mode and thinks that you're trying to starve it. It's just not going to happen. Any diet program in the world can fit these principles that I'm going over with you. I don't care if you're following paleo, macro, friggin' vegan, pescatarian, super scenarian. It doesn't even matter. What we're measuring here is the key performance indicators or the KPIs, the things you need to do to create health and wealth, all right? Everybody wants to be filthy rich. Everybody wants to look good naked. It works the same way. So not only do you need to look at your carbs, fat, and protein, you need to see the percentages. How much of my carbs, fat, and protein? How much am I going to eat per day? Well, I'll tell you one thing. You need to eat consistently throughout the day so you can have consistent on-time payments. And that number is going to range about 4 to 5 times per day. You want to eat 4 to 5 times per day to allow your body to absorb the nutrients. If you pack it full of a bunch of food, it's not necessarily that you're going to get fat, but your body can't absorb it all. So you might eat 1,000 calories, but your body doesn't absorb all those 1,000 calories. It's still going to wind up in debt. All right? Now, there's a lot more to it, but here's what I want you to paint your picture of, is you need to borrow money. You need to borrow money at a very low interest rate so you can go invest it in other areas. There's no such thing as bad debt. Well, I mean, there is bad debt, but in this case, I don't want you to think bad debt. Bad debt is when you don't have any money and you go buy a $50,000 car. That's bad debt. Why? Because it depreciates the second you drive it off the lot. Good debt is when you borrow money, you go get an investment property and rent it out to somebody and they pay you for it. That's some money right there. And the more you can do that, the better off you're going to be. Calorie debt, you don't want that, right? Because your interest rate's going to go up. You want to borrow fitness at a low interest rate. You want consistent on-time payments to raise your credit score and allow your body to lend you some fitness. And you might want the answers to that, all right? The answers to that are going to be in my book. My book's launching in late December, early January of 2019. You can go to the-strongside.com to find it, or you can email us at the website, the-strongside.com. What we're going to show you is we're going to run your body's credit score. We're going to show you exactly how many calories you need to eat per day. We're going to show you how many calories you need to sustain your lifestyle and where you need to invest those calories. We're going to help you make a grocery list. We're going to help you empower you. This is no scam type stuff. In that book, you're going to get a complete layout of how much you need to eat, how much of each nutrient you need to eat to invest to create wealth within inside your body to allow it to work for you in passive income formats, how to create health, how to create wealth, and how to go to the grocery store and map everything out to be successful. All right. So I know I talk fast. I hope you listen fast. I just want to come at you and talk about some nutrition finances. I hope you're excited. Let's get healthy. Let's get wealthy.